There's a new number one in Matt Snyder's Major League Baseball Power Rankings. A 1-5 week and getting swept in LA will do that to you if you're the Atlanta Braves. Question then becomes, Jacqueline, who takes over the top spot?
Tommy is just having a field day with all of my teams losing.
It's just there for me to, it's like teeing up and knocking them out. Matt's elected to go the Baltimore Orioles over the Phillies, Dodgers. Braves didn't fall that far back, just 3 spots.
Still top 5, top 5, not bad.
Well, let's bring in Matt Snyder, who puts together the power rankings, and of course our MLB insider Jim Bowden, who will agree or disagree with some of Matt's selections, any team news and injury updates, the whole shebang. All right, the Orioles claim the top spot here. Take me through moving Baltimore up to the very top, the penthouse, Matt.
Yeah, 3 teams have a case for me. With the Braves having such a bad week, I had to drop them down. The Dodgers swept them, so they obviously have to be above the Braves. I think the Dodgers have a great case to be number 1 right now. The Phillies also have a very good case. They have the best record in baseball. It's by only a half game over the Orioles, but the Phillies definitely have a great case there with a high-powered offense and with that great rotation. But I think the Orioles' body of work right now, they have been the most consistently great team in baseball all year now that the Braves have stumbled. You look at their personnel, it's outstanding. They have tons of organizational depth. If you even go down to the minors that they can dip into when need be, they got Kyle Bradish and John Means back in the rotation behind A's Corbin Burns there. Look, the Orioles haven't lost more than 2 games in a row all season. Right now, they won 15 of the last 20. They're 11-4 on the road. How about that? And teams over 500 or above, the Orioles are 14-5 against 500 or above teams. They're doing it every which way, so that's why they are my number 1 team.
Yeah, my order at the top is a little bit different. I have the Dodgers 1, the Orioles 2, Phillies 3, and Braves 4. But we've got the same 4 teams near the top. And I think that Matt's argument for the Orioles was helped this weekend with the return of Kyle Bradish and John Means. Kyle Bradish was excellent in his first start coming off the injured list. He went 4 2/3 innings, only gave up an earned run. And then especially it was Saturday's performance by John Means that really raised eyebrows. He went 7 innings of 3-hit shutout ball, and what was more significant was no walks and 8 strikeouts. So he had the velocity, he had the command. That's a really good sign coming off the injured list. And the other thing with the Orioles that stands out to me is that Dean Kramer, who pitched 6 straight innings on Sunday, lowered his ERA to 3.5. And Cole Irvin's ERA's been under 3 all year. And we're not even talking about the front runner for Cy Young in Corbin Burns. So that's the one thing I love about the Orioles is the starting rotation is elite. And they have 2 MVP candidates, right? Catcher Adley Rutschman, who's hitting .324 with 22 RBIs, and of course Gunnar Henderson with his 10 homers and 24 ribbies. So look, the Orioles are the best team in the American League. I would argue for the Dodgers over them if you want to look at both leagues. But look, I like the top 4 teams that he's put at the top of the list, and I agree with him. Just a different order.
Jim, real quick, a follow-up on Grayson Rodriguez. For the meantime, the O's don't have him, but any irregularities on his return eventually?
Yeah, look, they're going to take it slow with him. He has inflammation in his shoulder, so they're going to make sure all the inflammation is out before they bring him back. They're not going to be in a rush. And look, the way Cole Irvin and Kramer and Bradish and Means are all throwing, there is no rush on this. The most important thing is when you get Rodriguez back, make sure he's at 100%, because what they need to do is to make sure he's ready to go in October. That's more important than the month of May.
All right, let's get to 11 through 20 now. Matt Snyder's Power Rankings, which you can find on CBSSports.com. A couple things to highlight here. The Rays are the biggest riser, up 6 spots to 16. And then, Matt, the Blue Jays fall 3 spots, but still in the top 20 here, despite being 16 and 19 so far.
Yeah, I mean, they started 13-10, and they looked like they might be pretty good again, even though they haven't won playoff games. They've been a playoff team the last several years. But, man, they feel stale right now. They've lost 9 of their last 12. They just lost a series to the Nationals that helped the Nationals jump up in there to the top to the 19th spot. Vlad Guerrero Jr., he has been hitting a little bit better of late, but he still has not been great. Bo Bichette has been bad. George Springer has been bad. 4.51 team ERA. Gossman started the year with those issues in his arm. Just not looking like a very good team right now. Now, of course, it can turn around rather quickly, as we saw the Twins do, but the Blue Jays don't have 7 out of 10 games coming up against the White Sox anytime soon. So I don't know. They're going to need to turn things around here quickly because it's a very competitive AL East, and they look like they're the worst team in it.
Yeah, look, this team can pitch and play defense, right? I mean, Jose Barrios is having the best year of his career. Kevin Gausman had a slow start. He's pitching well. So is Yusei Kikuchi. In fact, Chris Bassett's the only starter not off to a good start. And this is the best defensive team in the American League. But Matt touched on the problem. This team can't score runs. And in 2024, if you can't score runs, you're not going to the playoffs and you're not contending. Vladdy Daddy is hitting .239 with 4 home runs. Bo Bichette, as he mentioned, he called him bad. How about 195 bad with 1 home run? And George Springer looks like he's 56 years old. Age in decline has gotten him. So how are they going to fix this? I mean, the only thing they have in the minor leagues is third base prospect Orelvis Martinez. Perhaps they promote him at some point. But I don't see an easy fix. And I got to be honest with you, they could end up being sellers at the trade deadline, especially with Guerrero and Bichette, if they can't extend either one. I just don't see the Blue Jays getting up here and being able to be in the race with teams like the Orioles and the Yankees.
Okay, and then if we get to the last third of the power rankings, of course, we talked about the White Sox, the Rockies, and the Marlins consistently fighting to be cellar dwellers and everything Miami's gone through this year. But, Matt, the A's are right there at 21, and you wrote on the site something about Major League movie vibes here.
Absolutely. Major League's my favorite baseball movie, and I love the idea of players rallying around hating the owner. And I've been calling A's ownership Rachel Phelps, who was the villain in Major League, obviously, for years. And look, they started 1-7. They've actually been a really good team since then. Right now, they've won 9 of their last 13. They won a series over the Orioles. They hung tough against the Yankees. I thought about moving them higher, if anything. Look, Brent Rooker's killing the ball right now. How about Kyle McCann coming up? Another McCann catcher who's unrelated, by the way. That's pretty fun. Tyler Nevin swinging the bat. You got Paul Blackburn and J.P. Sears throwing well in the rotation. And the best reliever in baseball, Mason Miller. Everybody's all about him, as well they should be, because he has the best pure stuff of anybody in baseball right now. Let's hope the arm holds up, because seeing him throw 103 miles per hour with really, really fast and ridiculous breaking stuff is incredibly fun to watch. And the A's are fun to watch right now, too.
Yeah, they certainly are, Matt. And as you mentioned with Mason Miller, 8 for 8 save opportunities. And how about a whopping 1.26 ERA in 12 appearances? But that's not the only story, because their 2 setup guys are just as dominant. Lucas Ursej and Austin Adams. Ursej has an ERA of 1.93 after 14 appearances, and Austin Adams an ERA of 1.74 after 15 appearances. That is the best back-end threesome, not in the division, not in the league, but in baseball. And if the A's are winning after 7, they beat you. That's how they win games. And as Matt pointed out, they're getting quality starts from guys like J.P. Sears and Paul Blackburn and even Ross Stripling. And they're getting power from Langoliers, who has 7 homers. And as he mentioned, Rooker with 8. So it's been fun to watch the A's, because regardless of where they finish, right, at least we're not talking about them with the White Sox, Marlins, and Rockies at the bottom of the standings of Major League Baseball. They're not going to probably finish in the top 3. And this is progress, baby.
Less than 2 minutes, so I've got to be quick here, Matt. What's going on with the reigning NL pennant winners?
Loss of depth in the rotation with Merrill Kelly's shoulder injury and Eduardo Rodriguez still out. Jordan Montgomery came up through the minors after he signed late, but he's gotten bombed a few times. Corbin Carroll, I don't know if he's hurt or what. They had to drop him down the lineup. He got 2 hits yesterday, so maybe he'll bounce back, but they're in a bad way right now.
Yeah, I talked to Torey Lovello, the manager of the Diamondbacks. I asked him what was going on with Corbin Carroll. He says he had Mike Trout disease. I said, what is that? He said he's struggling with a fastball at the top of the zone. Everybody knows it, and everyone's pumping the ball right there. Look, he'll learn to foul that off, or he'll learn to take it. He'll eventually hit, but it has been a slow start. In fact, only Ketel Marte and Christian Walker have hit out of the gate, but Matt nailed it with the injuries. Zach Gallen with the hamstring, Merrill Kelly with the shoulder, Erod with the lat. Oh, by the way, Brandon Pfaadt ERA closer to 5 than 4. Tommy Henry's ERA is 5.4. Ryan Nelson is 5.2. Montgomery is 5.6. And when that happens, Tommy Tran, you don't win.
Well, when you say it like that, that explains a lot. Jim Bowden and Matt Snyder, the guys, thank you for always giving us quality baseball time. Notable MLB games tonight. Good pitching matchup in Chicago at Wrigley. Darvish and Steele. And the Twins, not enough sausages to rally and keep their 12-game win streak alive. Opening up a new set against the M's, but Luis Castillo on the bump for Seattle.